Hello and welcome to beIN.
Hi, thank you for having me.
So we will speak more about WHOOP. Wearables now are everywhere.
Yep.
What truly separates WHOOP from any other health and fitness device?
I think one of the strongest things about WHOOP is that you wear it continuously, right? 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Our members' adherence is really powerful, and we honor that with a really high sample rate of data. So the data collection is really, really rich. And with that resolution, we're able to apply a lot of advanced algorithms to it. Now we're doing a lot of work with AI. And what it ultimately results in is very insightful and very personalized data that we think makes our members' lives better.
So what does WHOOP understand about human performance that other devices still miss until now?
I think that the thing that is most interesting now is the extent to which we're able to inform your health, right? So in a lot of ways, health is a precursor to high performance. And so we've reverse engineered from what does it look like to be Cristiano Ronaldo and be the most legendary footballer of all time to what are the lessons that we can learn about people like you and I. And the discoveries that people have are really fascinating, whether that's they don't sleep well and how they can address that. That's actually something that is really interesting in this region.
Yeah.
The GCC is among the poorest sleeping countries or regions that we work with. And so we give you a lot of very insightful precursor health information that helps inform that sort of like high performance tip of the spear mentality.
Since you mentioned Cristiano Ronaldo, I remember well that WHOOP started being popular among these elite athletes at the first. Why was this audience so important for building the brand? I remember Cristiano Ronaldo, LeBron James, and many other big names.
Yeah, a couple things. One is that I fundamentally believe that most people find sports to be inspirational. I mean, even if you look at the NBA Finals or Wimbledon, in the sidelines or in the stands, you always see actresses and actors and politicians. And so I think athletes are very inspiring. And then athletes have a lot of reach, right? And so, whether it's Cristiano or it's Aryna Sabalenka, we're able to look at the lessons that they can teach us about our lives. And even though they're very interesting and unique and special and they're high performance, their lessons apply to us. And so that's been an interesting development for us.
Speaking about Aryna Sabalenka, of course, in the Australian Open 2026, we saw attention about players like Carlos Alcaraz, Aryna Sabalenka using their WHOOP. What did this moment tell you about how elite sport is adapting nowadays with performance technologies?
Yeah, thank you for that question. So the ITF approved WHOOP for in-competition use a couple months ago now, I think, and unfortunately, several athletes were not able to use it at the the Australian Open. And the way that we supported our athletes was to make the case that they ought to be able to collect their data from the courts. And what it taught us is that these athletes, these performers, they're obsessed with their data. Now imagine a 5-set semifinal match. The athletes are missing all of that input about their health and their performance in that moment.
With the stress and everything going on during the match.
There's so much that they can learn when they go home at the end of the day to inform how that they can prepare for the next match. And so we want to be able to provide that data to them. But what we learned is that when you're measuring at the resolution we are, and when you become dependent on your data to inform your decisions, you don't want to be missing big chunks, including in performance, when there's so much accomplished.
Speaking about WHOOP again, what's the biggest behavior change you've seen when people started tracking seriously sleep and recovery through WHOOP now?
There are two big ones. First is that people go to bed earlier and with more consistency. Right? I think everybody, perhaps they are the most habituated to being underslept. You hear a lot of people go, I only need 4 or 5 hours of sleep. Then you start to see the data.
Actually, some discovered that they really need 4 or 5 hours sometimes.
Some people probably have.
With the recovery the other day,
Yeah, some people probably have. But a lot of people discovered that they should sleep more and they should go to bed earlier and they should do some more consistency. The other big finding that I mentioned is that, especially in the United States, for example, people drink far less alcohol. There's no single worse thing for your WHOOP recovery than drinking too much alcohol. And a lot of people adapt that behavior as soon as they figure it out.
You mentioned AI at the beginning.
Yes.
So how do you see AI changing the way humans and people understand their bodies in the upcoming years?
AI has made the synthesizing of a massive amount of data very fast and very personal. So where algorithms were more limited to the data sources and the computational abilities of our engineers at WHOOP, now those engineers are kind of supercharged through the use of AI. And so we're able to ingest more data and draw more conclusions more quickly and more personally than ever before. So it's actually, AI is quite human in that regard.
Yeah, yeah. And why is Middle East, and especially Qatar, since we're participating in the Web Summit here in Qatar, important for WHOOP future growth?
The GCC is the fastest growing market in the world for WHOOP. And I think it's because, as I've observed here in Doha, and to an extent in Dubai and elsewhere, the culture and the lifestyle around health, fitness, performance, and technology all together is the most vibrant that I've experienced. And so culturally, it is an absolute phenomenon here, and it happens to be exactly what we think we're best at.
Thank you so much, John. Happy to have you here at beIN Sports.
Thank you so much for having me. It's been a pleasure.